Hello, viewers, and welcome. My name is Beatrice Aching, and I'm going to take you through the cooking methods. We all know that food is palatable if it is well cooked and well presented. So today we're going to talk about the different types of cooking methods. Cooking is defined as the transfer of heat or energy from a heat source to food. And this energy alters food molecules structure, changing the taste, aroma, and the appearance of food. Our objectives: number one, cooking sterilizes food. Cooking softens the food. It also increases availability of nutrients and increases food consumption. So the different methods of cooking: one is dry heat method, moist heat, and number three is combination method. That is the dry and the moist heat. So for the dry heat, cooking refers to any cooking technique where the heat is transferred to the food item without using extra moisture. And this method typically involves high temperatures. The common dry heat methods include pan frying, searing, roasting, sauteing, and sweating. As the diagram illustrates, that is one type of food that is using the dry heat method of cooking. Our next method of cooking is broiling. So in broiling works by transferring extremely high heat on food, usually directed from a radiant located above the food, which cooks on one side at a time. The best food for broiling include meat, poultry, fish, fruits, and vegetables. The third one is grilling. Similar to broiling, grilling is similar to broiling, but the grilling equipment will feature an open grate with a heat source located beneath the food. So when broiling is done, one is required to flip the food that is being cooked on both sides and grill marks from the hot grate racks as desirable. So the diagram illustrates grilling taking place. The best food for grilling, number one, is burgers, meat, and poultry, and also fish can be grilled. The next one is roasting. Usually, roasting is done in an oven and uses indirect heat that cooks from all sides for even browning. This method of cooking works more slowly, and roasting is done at a very low temperature, that is between 200 degrees to 350 degrees. Some of the food used for roasting are meat, poultry, fruits, and vegetables. We also have baking. Baking uses direct heat to surround foods and cook from all sides. Best foods for baking: baked food, that is bread, pastry, cakes, pizza. We also have sauteing. It is performed over a burner in a hot, shallow pan, and it uses a small amount of fat to coat the food for even browning. Sauté is a French word which translates to jam. The best food for sautéing, number one is meat, poultry, and vegetable. So we have tackled the dry heat method of cooking, and we are moving next to the moist heat of cooking. In moist heat, the heat relies on the presence of liquid or the steam to cook food. This method can be used to make a healthy dish without any added fat or oil. Moist heat cooking methods include poaching, simmering, boiling, and steaming. Number two, under moist heat method of cooking, we have the poaching. So in poaching, poaching is a gentle method of cooking in which food are submerged in hot liquid between 140 to 180 degrees. And the low heat works especially when well for delicate items and moist. Under poaching, flavors are preserved without the need for fat or oil. The best dishes for poaching include eggs, poultry, fish, and fruits. We also have simmering. In simmering, this is a gentle method of cooking food, but uses higher temperatures than poaching. Usually between 180 degrees and 205 degrees Celsius. This temperature range lies between the boiling point and produces tiny bubbles. To achieve simmer, first boil water to its boiling point and then lower the temperature. The best food for simmering include rice, meat, soups, vegetables and grains, legumes. We move on to our next point, that is boiling. In boiling, it involves submerging food in water that has been heated to the boiling point of 212 degrees Celsius. The boiling water produces large bubbles which keeps food in motion while they cook. As the diagram illustrates below, we can see water being boiled and the large bubbles are being produced. This is done in motion while food is being cooked. So some of the foods suitable for boiling include pastas, eggs, vegetables. We also have steaming as a moist method of cooking food. In steaming, water is boiling continuously to produce a steady amount of steam while cooking. The steam surrounds the foods and cook evenly while retaining the moisture. The best meals or dishes for steaming include vegetables, fish and shellfish, and also desserts. Then the third method of cooking, we have the combination cooking. In combination cooking, cooking is utilized by both dry and moist cooking. In liquids at low heat for an extended period of time, resulting in fork tender product. This technique works with the toughest cuts of meat, which gradually break down fibers until they melt. Then we have braising. During braising, foods are first gearing in a hot oiled pan. Then it is transferred to a large pot to cook in hot liquid. The foods are only submerged when cooking. Using low heat, the food softens over an extended cook time, and the liquid becomes reduced with intensified flavors. Braising is a great method for producing fork tender meats that fall off the bone. The diagram below or besides shows an illustration of food being braised. The best food for braising include meat, vegetables, and legumes. We have stewing as a combination method of cooking. In stewing, the key difference between stewing and braising is that food are completely submerged in hot liquid, while in stewing, instead of being partially submerged, smaller cuts meats are used in stew. As the stew cooks, fibers, vegetables break down, fats and collagen from the meats are removed or separated. The result is thick flavored gravy filled with tender bites of meat and soft vegetables. Some of the food that are best for stewing include meat, vegetables, and the rest. Thank you for watching.